All right. How are you, Facebook family? Yeah, I'm doing this live in Lagos, Nigeria, and I thought that I would let you see where I am, what I see, and enjoy some warm weather with me today as I discuss with you why I do marriage revival and how did I get into this. This is not going to be a long one. I just want to highlight a few points for anyone who is thinking about reviving their marriages or you're struggling. Maybe you're a Christian and you find that your marriage is struggling. You are you're not happy in your marriage. You know that your marriage can be much better. Maybe you're a minister of God, you are a disciple, you like the things of God, and you are feeling stressed because one area where you ought to be doing well is your marriage and it's not working. I want to give you some tips on that. But before I do that, I want to talk about how I got into this. You know, how did I get into marriage revival and why is it a topic that I am passionate about? First thing I want to say is that I didn't start with marriage revival. The first thing what I started with was discipleship, and I'm still very passionate about people who follow Jesus as disciples, being disciple makers and multiplying disciples, because that's what Jesus came here to do, to call people who are lost into the kingdom, to set them free from the challenges of life. And the real problem of life and the real problem that we see here on earth is because people choose to be self-centered and just care for themselves at the expense of others. That's why we struggle. That's why as people we encounter lots of trouble. And so in the process of doing that, um, just making that open to others outside the ministry that God called us to start, I discovered that when I would be teaching people about disciple making, they were hesitant because in really making disciples, you need to be in close proximity with people who you are mentoring or you are discipling. You need to bring them to your home or let them see your life, demonstrate what Christ's life looks like to them. And I discovered that a lot of people were struggling in their marriages, and so they were reluctant to bring people close. And I discovered that the reason why these marriages are struggling are very many, mostly because people marry wrongly. They marry for the wrong reasons. So a man finds a woman that really looks beautiful and they get some attraction, chemistry going on, and they choose to marry her without really knowing what the vision is going to be like, what they're going to do in the future. And so after they get married, they change, and the things that they like change, and they begin to struggle in the marriage. Well, some people have addictions, and when they're in the marriage, the addictions pop up and struggles come. Some have communication problems. Some have other baggages, anger issues, and so many different things that one can have in marriage. And you don't notice these things before you get married to your spouse. So when you start the marriage, start the relationship, you may find that the person that you're married to is not what you expected, and so this can really throw a a problem, throw the marriage and make the marriage look very stressful. But I find that because these problems are there, it doesn't mean that one should throw away the marriage or go find another person, because you most likely fall into the same problem. And so I began to draw from all the things I have learned to teach others how to take advantage of the gifts of God that we have as believers. So as a believer, You are blessed with the Holy Spirit in you, who is the Spirit of God, who is love. And so, if you as a believer can tap into the Spirit of God that is in you, you can recover from the mistake that you made in your choice of a spouse. You can also recover from the mistake that you have made as you navigated your initial years in your marriage. And so this is why I started teaching this. And as I've been teaching over the last couple of years, I've noticed that if you build your strength, your muscle in loving like Jesus, you will have the capacity to, number one, overcome your own challenges, your own errors in the marriage. And as a result of that, you also learn how to draw or inspire your spouse to make the right changes. Once that is done, then you can also learn how to use the same love of God to trigger friendship, deeper connection with your spouse. So what I've discovered and what inspires me and makes me continue to do this is because I've seen marriages that looked like they were going to be destroyed or um, that were heading towards divorce turn around because one of the spouses decided to build their muscle, their love muscle that God has given to them as a believer, and just love their spouse regardless of all the problems and all the challenges that I listed earlier on. And as a result, they're able to trigger a response in their spouse and continue to trigger those responses until the marriages are repaired and transformed. So, as I'm here in this beautiful place, beautiful Lagos city, just ministering, to churches, and I wanted to leave this message with you that you do not need to give up on your marriage. You do not need to give up on the marriage that you've been working on, that you've been in for years, for decades even. And you do not need to live a life of uh, loneliness or a mediocre marriage just because you are a Christian. You can have a great marriage. All you need to do is learn how to revive a marriage and how to uh, release the love of God that's in your heart into your marriage to repair it. All right. I just thought I would do a very quick video, number one, to show you all this beautiful thing, this place where I am, in Lagos. You can see the line there, the skyline. There's so much sun, so you may not see all that sign. I just wanted to show you that, and also let you know that learning how to love is something that everybody should do, and it's worth the investment. And yeah, you can hear my dogs, not my dogs, the dogs in this place, uh, making so much noise, but that's all right. I hope this blesses you, this encourages you, and I'll be back. I hope to be back in Canada in about 10 days. See my family again and continue to be a blessing to you. All right. If there's anything that I've said that resonates with you here, this is a very quick one. Leave me comments. Leave me comments. All right. The Lord bless you. Bye for now.